Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news. We're almost doing the morning show this afternoon because this morning was all about Ronaldo, lunchtime was all about Eriksen, and now we can get into some of the stuff I wanted to talk about this morning, which is effectively Lisandro Martinez to Manchester United is indeed very close. Some really positive talks with Manchester United and Ajax over the weekend and in today. There's even rumours that Huntelaar, the former striker for Ajax, who has now taken on the role that Mark Overmars had, which I think is sort of the transfer CEO or whatever, he apparently is in London and talking to Manchester United about a transfer with Manchester United, funnily enough. So, of course, Arsenal is in London, but I think that this is a deal that very much that Manchester United can wrap up quickly this week and get him on the tour. So this is coming from Mark Verwey via the European Lad, very good sources around the Ajax side, saying United want to complete the signing of Lisandro Martinez before this Friday so they can go on tour with them. I just said that. After a long conversation with Manchester United, Ajax are now willing to cooperate with a transfer, but do still want 50 million euros. Very close is not close enough, says I. Well, look, I think what's happened here is two things. First of all, hi Mark, any more updates on Dylan Levitt? We'll talk about him in a bit, Dan. Two things have happened here. The first of all being that Erik ten Hag's relationship with Lisandro Martinez is key. Always felt that this would be the case. Obviously, if Arsenal offered 50 million and we offered 30 million, I think that's a problem. But as long as we're close in fee, I think United win this race. It's disappointing for Arsenal, but you know what? We're not an Arsenal fan channel, thank God. We're a Manchester United fan channel. And that's nothing against Arsenal, but they did lose out on Rafinha. And they are going to lose out on Lisandro Martinez, let's be honest. For United to drop the ball on this would be very surprising. Played for Ajax, played for Ten Hag, knows the manager. Manchester United's the bigger club. We've got the better relationship with Ajax. It's all there on a plate. And the fact that Ajax are now open to doing this deal, Lisandro Martinez has obviously spoken to Ajax and said, look, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And he could miss out on this opportunity, let's not lie. He wasn't Manchester United's first choice centre-back. That was Jurrien Timber. He wasn't our second choice. That was Pau Torres. And now we are... Tiger, welcome to the Members Club. And now Lisandro Martinez has found himself in this situation where both Arsenal and Manchester United want him. That may not be the case next year. So he's got to grab this opportunity. He's told Ajax he wants this opportunity. And Ajax have agreed that this is the time to let him go. 50 million euros is what Ajax want. Manchester United want to pull that price more closer to 40 million pounds, which is still a lot of money. I don't believe he's actually worth any more than 35, 30. But if you go to Ajax late after them selling half their team, you're going to have to pay a premium price. So I think that this is going to happen. I think there's an urgency from Manchester United's side for this to happen. And effectively what I was told over the weekend is the reason there is this need to get a centre-back in before we go on tour is because this is a key area for how Erik ten Hag wants to play. Obviously, Eriksen's coming in. Frenkie de Jong we'll speak about in a moment. He's a controller of the ball, but he wants that high line. He wants full-backs to bomb on, and he wants his centre-backs to cover the flanks, and he knows Lisandro Martinez can do that on the left-hand side, and he knows that the left-hand side is, again, going to be United's strongest side. The right-hand side is still going to be a work in progress. Nobody's really spoken about this yet, but United's right-hand side will be a work in progress. The left-hand side, you bring Lisandro Martinez in. Tyrese, welcome to the Members Club. You bring in Lisandro Martinez. He's a left-footed left centre-back. You've got Luke Shaw and now Malacia fighting for left-back. They're bombing on. Lisandro Martinez, like he did for Ajax, is covering the flanks with a high line, can play out from the back as well. That left-hand side is working. Luke Shaw challenged by Malacia. Lisandro Martinez, high line, covering the flanks. That works. Down the left-hand side, you've got Sancho, you've got Rashford. So the left-hand side of Manchester United works, and he can move the centre and offensive line up with Lisandro Martinez. So it's key that he gets somebody in that role. And of course, he wants to be implementing this on tour, in games, so the players get more and more used to it. Down the right-hand side, Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. Down the right wing, I don't know. So the right-hand side's going to suffer for United again, isn't it? If Pau Torres is our second choice, why are we not hearing anything more about us trying to sign him? Aditya, I've been trying to find that out for a long time. I've got no idea. Are we going to get a true CDM, says Dennis? I'm not so sure. Going back to what Aditya said, why Pau Torres is now no longer a target for Manchester United, I don't know. It could be price related. I mean, to be honest with you, Pau Torres would work. He is left-footed. He's taller. He's good on the ball. But I think maybe Rob Nicholson, welcome to the Members Club. What may have happened there, and I would concede this, Jurrien Timber was the one Erik ten Hag wanted, and he thought he was going to get. When Jurrien Timber's deal fell through, did Ten Hag refuse the Pau Torres? Was Pau Torres recommended by United because we wanted him a year ago? Did Ten Hag just go, hold on a minute, I like Pau Torres, but I wanted Timber because he knows how I want to play. I'd rather go for Martinez. Maybe Arsenal's interest in Martinez forced us to go for him as well. So there could be numerous reasons why we're going for him. But Sky Sports also saying that Manchester United are continuing positive talks with Ajax for defender Lisandro Martinez. There is a small gap in valuation. Manchester United share an excellent relationship with Ajax, and Martinez is keen to reunite with Ten Hag, which is obviously what we've already spoken about there. In relation to the transfer window in general, welcome to the Members Club, Rob Nicholson, by the way. I think that what's going to happen this week is very predictable for the first time. Manchester United will obviously officially announce Malacia today. Eriksen will follow. And then De Jong and Martinez both should happen this week as well. And then the question is that the end of Manchester United's transfer window? I think the Glazers would like it to be the end of our transfer window. I mean, spend-wise, that transfer window would be just under £110 million. Not a lot, is it? Not a lot. And that's without sales. So what I would like to see happen with United is I would like to see us get, obviously, Malacia and Eriksen, Martinez and De Jong, go on tour with those players, and then over the next 3 or 4 weeks while we're on tour, before the start of the season, I'd be working on Sales, Antony and Tielemans. That's what I would like us to do. My fear is we might not work on anything other than Sales, but I don't think that's a good transfer window. I said this today. I don't think you can say that De Jong, Malacia, Eriksen and Lisandro Martinez is a good transfer window. And it's not just because some of those are cheap and free. It's just not good. For a first season, it stinks of get by with what you've got. A first season for a manager should be symbolic. It should be statement. And I don't think that's good enough in that. So what I want to see is get those 4 players this week, go on tour, work on Antony, who's not going to be fit till the end of the month anyway, keep Ronaldo. And that I would give a 7.5 to. Keep Ronaldo, add Antony to the 4 I've just mentioned. I'd give that 7.5. The only way I could knock it up is if we went and got a second midfielder. But if Ronaldo goes and we only get what we've got, and we only, we can't talk about that. Any truth in Dybala and Gnabry rumours would be good, says Robin. No, I've got nothing on that, Robin. Can you see Eriksen playing a similar role that Sean played at Ajax, says Liam? I think Eriksen will play as the 10. I think Bruno will be moved. Good to see United finally doing some signings. They need to continue it and get the players Ten Hag wants and strengthen that underperforming team, says Tyrese. Sakiv, welcome to the Members Club, and Tom Holmes as well. Thank you very much for joining the Members Club. One player we did get linked to, and it also came from Mike Verway, which I don't know why I'm pointing down because that's not Mike Verway. That's Sky Sports. So let's get Mike Verway back in, Ajax journalist. He says that Christian Eriksen was extremely high on Erik ten Hag's list of incoming transfers after he saw the level he reached so shortly after his comeback. I'm going to talk about De Jong in a minute, but Mike Verway was on about this morning, that Manchester United and Everton both were interested in Bergwijn from Spurs, £30 million. But apparently he wants to go to Ajax. If Ronaldo leaves, will United go for Lewandowski, says Faisal? No, Lewandowski wouldn't come to United. I don't think Lewandowski would piss on United if we were on fire, to be honest. I mean, I know that sounds very harsh, but Lewandowski is one of the best strikers in the world. Why would he come to United when Ronaldo's leaving because there's no ambition? Like, he would want to play at a club that's in the Champions League, that's ambitious. It would be a complete and utter contradiction if Ronaldo left because the club's showing no ambition and then Lewandowski came in. Like, Lewandowski's going to have a similar mentality to Ronaldo. He's not going to want to come to a club that's not very ambitious. But Steven Bergwijn was a player that we were linked to quite a while ago. I actually think there's some truth in that. I don't think we're going to sign Bergwijn because I think he wants to go to Ajax, but I really do think that there's probably some truth in that because we have been linked to him. Do I want Bergwijn? I've got to be honest. I'd be quite worried if we went for Bergwijn. You know, I heard somebody be joking about this the other day, and whilst it is a joke, we do need to be careful it doesn't become a reality as a joke. And what I mean by that is Malacia is Dutch from the Eredivisie. De Jong is Dutch and was at Ajax. Lisandro Martinez is played at Ajax. Eriksen has played and trained with Ten Hag as well. Bergwijn, Dutch. You know, we can't just keep doing that. And I know Anthony plays at Ajax, but I think Anthony is on a different level to Bergwijn with a lot more potential. That's the player I want to see us bringing in. How do I give someone a membership? Only been a member for 5 days. So if you click on the $ at the bottom, I think you might need to be on desktop to do it. But if you click on that, it says membership gifting, and then you can do it that way. Any news on Dylan Levitt? I think he's off to Dundee. I think there might be an offer from Dundee for £300,000. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of you that quite like him. That seems quite, quite a cheap fee to let him go for. Tom Holmes says, "I love the community. Who would love to see some polls today of what the fan base want. Bit terrified about the season ahead if we play the same again." Okay, and Graham Farrell has been a member for 24 months. Thank you very much to Graham for that. Let's just bring you another update from Sky. They're saying that positive dialogue continues between Manchester United and Barcelona over Frenkie de Jong. United are very relaxed about the situation in the broad agreement, which is understood to be an initial €65 million plus add-ons. Look, I know people will jump on that and say, why are Manchester United so relaxed about this deal? Manchester United are relaxed. You know, they must just sit there on a deck chair, relax this summer. I mean, they're relaxed. What are you? I mean, I don't even like the word relaxed. Like, why are you relaxed? Is that meant to be like, oh, we're relaxed? Like, I don't want to hear the word relaxed or confident. I want to hear the word aggression. I hear the word ruthless. I want to see motivated. I don't want to see relaxed. I think United just don't read the room very well when they communicate. They really don't. Relaxed is not the word United. You know, when you're thinking about putting words out about Manchester United, relaxed is not a word. We've just had the worst ever season we've ever had in the Premier League. The team is full of snakes and people who will visibly down tools. We've got a new manager in who needs a complete rebuild. I don't think relaxed is the word and I know why they put it out there, because they want to come across as confident and like they know what they're doing. But we know that's not the case. Like, you are starting from ground zero in relation to building trust with this fan base. Relaxed is not what we want. Motivated, ruthless, aggressive. You know, these are the things we want to hear from Manchester United. I don't want to hear relaxed. I'm far from relaxed about this De Jong deal. So I don't want to hear that United are relaxed about the De Jong deal, because I want to hear United I mean, look, we're going to have to put up for this for years and years and years, aren't we? For some reason, United love a long transfer deal, and this has been going on for 2 months with De Jong. I think we are nearing the end of the conclusion of that. I don't know where Barcelona are going on tour. I don't know whether De Jong's back training with Barcelona yet. That's a big thing I'm not aware of. But this has to be the key week. And we agreed a fee with Barcelona a week ago. We've agreed terms with De Jong more than that ago. We need to get this over the line this week. You know, people will say, well, why is the deal not done if we've done terms and we've done a fee? The reason the deal's not done is because Barcelona don't want it to be done yet, because they're waiting to do things first. Like, they've announced Kessie today. I really think they want to get Lewandowski done before they sell, so that Bayern Munich can't say you've got some money. But there's no guarantee he's going to be on that plane on the tour on Friday. Let's be honest, there isn't. And a week can move very, very quickly. Do you mean Dundee or Dundee United? I think it was Dundee United, Dan B. I think it was Dundee. Hello from India. Indonesia, sorry. Thank you very much. We've got a tweet coming in from David Ornstein. Let me just check what he's got to say. Let's have a look. Christian Eriksen to Manchester United. Chelsea considering Cristiano Ronaldo move. Man United currently say not for sale, but Chelsea monitoring and not ruling it out. Mendes talks continue. Bowley's intrigued by the idea. Tuchel admires 37-year-old, but unclear if he would approve. Chelsea are my biggest concern, to be honest with you. Ronaldo, Chelsea in for Ronaldo then. Let's just talk about that. Yeah, the De Jong deal needs to happen ASAP. But I do worry about this Cristiano Ronaldo story because I was on TalkSport last night. I was talking to a Chelsea journalist and they were saying, no, I don't think Chelsea will go for him. And I was saying, look, I don't want Chelsea to go for Cristiano Ronaldo. Bijub, thank you very much for being a member for 31 months. Why have we been neglecting the CDM role? It confuses me, says Sammy. Zayn Miassi in the mud, says Sachiv. I said this last night. If Chelsea fans think that Cristiano Ronaldo is not the player to go for because of age or anything like that, Ronaldo in a Chelsea shirt, he'd score bloody loads of goals. Absolutely loads of goals. And Chelsea are apparently in for Ronaldo. This is coming in from David Ornstein. It's hot off the press. Exclusive. Chelsea considering Cristiano Ronaldo move. Man United currently saying not for sale, but Chelsea monitoring and not ruling it out. Manchester United cannot sell Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll be gutted if they do it. They cannot sell him to a Premier League club. They cannot sell him to a Premier League club. Like, I know Van Persie did it from Arsenal to Manchester United, and I always said that, you know, I respected Van Persie for doing it, not just because he came to our club, but he wanted to win a title, and he won a title. Ronaldo at Chelsea, look, I'm not naive enough to look at this from a football point of view. I think he would work. What did Chelsea miss last year? Goals. Ronaldo's not going to go there and do a Lukaku. Right? Ronaldo will score goals at Chelsea. It'd be a revelation at Chelsea. But we cannot let that deal happen. Never in a million years can we let that deal happen. So David Ornstein saying that Chelsea's seriously considering going for Ronaldo. They're probably the one place he can go. I don't think Bayern can afford it or want to do it. I don't think PSG want to do it. So Chelsea would be really interesting. I think at that point you've got to also bring in something that I said a year ago. Ronaldo staying in the Premier League and going to a rival. I'm not... Look, I defend Ronaldo on the fact of why he wants to leave. I really do understand why he wants to leave. And I think he's right to want to leave because of the lack of ambition at the club. But it's a big statement for me to say I agree with him going to Chelsea. I don't think he should be going to a Premier League club. As a Manchester United legend, I don't think he should be going to a Premier League club. But the problem with that as well is that he doesn't recognise this Manchester United. Now, we as fans have to recognise this Manchester United because we don't turn our back on the club that we support. But Ronaldo doesn't recognise that Manchester United. I know this. He doesn't. It's not the Man United he grew up with. It's a very, very different place with very different people in it. And I don't think he's very much enjoying his time there. And Chelsea would be a place he can go and play with a team that's ambitious and obviously playing in the Champions League, going for the Premier League. The Gill Boys says, what are the chances of Ronaldo leaving? I mean, as a percentage, I'm not going to go stupid. I'd say 50-50 at the moment. If Chelsea start pushing for a deal and Ronaldo starts pushing for a deal, it leaves United in a situation where, what do you do? I mean, this is a massive, massive influence on that team. And if he doesn't want to be there, then United have to let him go. They do. I'm not saying United shouldn't let him go. I'm saying United should never have allowed this situation to occur. Their lack of ambition and lack of signings has basically disgruntled our best player. But if he comes back and says to Ten Hag, I don't want to be here, I think Ten Hag's got to try and convince him. And if he can't, he's got to say, let him go. But letting him go to Chelsea, that will really make... I mean, I don't like the Glazers anyway. And I don't like the club much either. But in relation to who runs the club, I'll find it really, really, really hard to take if a player that came back as a dream come true 10 months ago is going to go and sign for Chelsea and stay in the same league. I'll find that very, very difficult to swallow. Because ultimately, I understand why Ronaldo would want to do it. He'll look at Haaland at Man City. He'll look at Nunez at Liverpool. And he'll think, me at Chelsea, I can score goals. We can win things. That's a battle. That's a race I want to be in. At the moment, he's looking at United and going, we're in a race with Aston Villa. You know, this is the standard here is crap. So it's going to be interesting. I want Chelsea or City to hijack the Frenkie de Jong deal to make the fans more upset again, says Kevin. The Glazers could be the beginning of the end for them. But look, whether we sign Frenkie de Jong or Eriksen or Lisandro Martinez, the momentum and movement to remove the Glazers out of Manchester United should never stop. It shouldn't have stopped ever from the mid-noughties. It should be United's one and only focus. Because I'll tell you what I will say about the Glazers is that where's the why do we want you to stay then? What's this new Manchester United you're offering up? Forget John Murtagh, forget Richard Arnold. What is it the Glazers are offering up? Like, again, it's just the bare minimum to take dividends out of the club. Like, what is it you're offering up? Oh, Eriksen on a free transfer. Oh, a left back for 13 million. Like, what is it you're offering up? They should be offering up way more than this. Manchester United can afford to have come into this transfer window, got Anthony, got Timber very early on, got Tielemans, got De Jong, got Dumfries, got Malacia. I mean, there's no reason apart from the slurry that they feed us every summer that it's a challenging market with challenging budgets. We are rich. We are a rich football club that's actually being dragged down by greedy people who own us. If we would just free up our own revenue streams, we would be able to walk in with a new manager and go, Cristiano, I know we let you down last year, but look what we're doing. We've got a new manager, we've got Anthony, we've got Ten Hag as the manager, we've got Frenkie de Jong, we've got Tielemans in the midfield, we've got a new left back to fight with Luke Shaw, we've got a new right back to fight with Delo, we've got a new centre back playing there. We've got 6-7 good players coming into this team. We've got a new manager. The money's there. Let's go for it. What have they done? What have they done really? We've got a new manager, Cristiano. Oh, we've got Eriksen on a free and Malacia. Like, I almost think some of our fans are brainwashed by what we can achieve, because it's almost like they go, you've almost become brainwashed by the Glazers that, oh, it's not a bad transfer window if we get Eriksen on a free, Malacia, Lisandro Martinez and De Jong. It's not too bad. It's shit. It's absolutely shit for the standards of where we should be. We were lucky to finish 6th. We're miles behind everybody else. And people are going, it's not a bad transfer window to have a worse transfer window than Man City, who are already miles ahead of us. I'm sorry, but Calvin Phillips, Haaland and Cucurella is way better than Eriksen, Malacia, De Jong and Martinez. Way better. And they're already way better than us with a way better squad. So that's what I look at with Manchester United. I look at what's the appetite of the Glazers? Where's the ambition? And we're not seeing it. But what is happening is we're being brainwashed into Malacia, Eriksen, De Jong and Lisandro Martinez is a good summer, and it's not. It's a cheap summer. That's what it is. They're good players and they may be really good signings, but it's a cheap summer for the Glazers, who yet again are showing a cheapness. I don't think he'll join Chelsea. Kante won't give him the number 7, says Mikel Roach. If they can't sign Anthony by the end of August, maybe promote Garnacho to first team at least, says Faisal. Hi Mark, listen to you on TalkSport today. Love your honest opinion on United. I think we are having a shocking transfer window. Worst I've seen, says Pure Scott. You know what? United could go and buy Neymar. And CJ says you're never happy. Mate, why would I sit? I don't care. Look, you really don't understand, do you? You really don't understand. I don't care if you think I'm moaning. I don't care if you think this is a good transfer window. I don't care if you think the Glazers are doing their best. All I care about is what I think, because that's my opinion and I have to be happy with that. I'm not happy because Cristiano Ronaldo has put a transfer request in because this club is being run by Muppets. I'm not happy because I thought, stupidly, that when we appointed a new manager, we were going to back that new manager. And I'm not happy because I watched this team play last year, week in, week out, and I would have sold 10 players. Most of them from the first team. Most of them are walking into Carrington today doing fist pumps going, yeah, it's good to be back. Like we're meant to forget last season because they've got a suntan. Like, I'm not going to stop. And many other people like me are not going to stop. The protests are not going to stop. I think people think that this is just going to blow over. Well, maybe if the Glazers wanted it to blow over, they should have gone and produced a good transfer window. This tactic that the Glazers have of just what they did with the Super League. The Super League, games were cancelled, protests occurred. They did a Zoom call and everyone forgot about it over the summer. They're not going to get away with that anymore because everybody knows the tactics of the Glazers. They'll give you a little bit. They'll talk about fan share schemes. They'll talk about rebuilding the stadium. They'll talk about backing the manager. Time will pass. They won't do it. and then people will get angry again, and then we'll lie again. People are not going to stop this time. Like, we are a terrible football club. We are run terribly, and we're not having the best transfer window under a new Man United. People are not just going to forget anymore, and I'm not going to. And ultimately, I wouldn't be particularly happy with the way the transfer window was going anyway, but I'm absolutely ridiculously unhappy that we are genuinely in a situation where our best player might be going to Chelsea. That is just not acceptable. Rahul, is Ronaldo transferred to make up for Lukaku? I always felt Chelsea would try and go for Lewandowski. If they're going for Lewandowski, then why would you not go for Ronaldo? And this, to me, would be like Van Persie going from Arsenal to Manchester United. It should never, ever be allowed to happen. And I really, really hope it doesn't happen. But in effect, I think this is the deal. You know, remember I said, I think George Mendes has got a deal lined up. I do think this is very much a deal that we could see. Because it looks like Chelsea want to do the deal. And you know what? What did I tell you yesterday? Deep down, the Glazers would sell Ronaldo, because Ronaldo served the purpose. He came in, he sold a load of shirts, they gave him a lot of money, but we're not in the Champions League next year, we're in the Europa League. And basically, what I was told yesterday is that United, the Glazers especially, would sell Ronaldo because it gets rid of a lot of wages. And if somebody gave them a fee, 10, 20 million, 15 million, 12 million, and took on the wages, they'd do it because they're not in the Champions League. So it's a saving for them to do that. More and more, it's looking like they're trying to do this Ten Hag era on the cheap, isn't it? And this is nothing to do with Ten Hag. Don't for 1 minute think that Ten Hag should get any blame attached to him for this. He signed a contract. It's up to him what he does with that. But it's looking more and more like this is United trying to get back on the cheap and just put it all on coaching, which is a massive risk. Ronald, welcome to the Members Club. A Portuguese reporter has told Sky Sports that Ronaldo will be staying in Lisbon for a few more days and doubts he'll be returning to Manchester, says Ronald. Well, we knew he was going to stay for a few days. He may never come back to Manchester at this rate. Mark, you forgot something that we're all in a rebuilding stage. Man City owners are damn richer than United. They can buy a whole team, says Joseph. Joseph, you might want to go and educate yourself on Manchester United revenue streams. We're not poor, and a rebuild is about spending money, and we do have money to spend. The Glazers just don't let it out. I mean, how much debt have we got? How many dividends do they take? We've got the money. They just don't want to spend it. Imagine Ronaldo in a Chelsea team. They might win the league and a cup, and United might end up outside top four, says Troy. It makes me sick. Ronaldo at Chelsea would be an absolute revelation. He really would. I think United have blown it, really. And Greg says Ronaldo leaving is the best thing that can happen to United. I'd love to know why you think that is, Greg. I presume you've got Glazer's bed sheets and curtains, because the only good thing about Ronaldo going is that the only reason you could think Ronaldo going is a good thing is if you're a Glazer fan, because this is just Glazeronomics completely. They're running the club into the ground. Our best players leaving because the club's a joke, and people think it's a good thing. I mean, yeah, it's not good. Romano just confirmed Martinez is going to pick his favourite club and he's leaving this summer to the Prem. Look, it's not Eriksen's fault, it's not Malasia's fault, it's not Martinez's fault, and it's not Frenkie de Jong's fault. But I tell you what, if I was Frenkie de Jong, I would be really... we must be paying Frenkie de Jong massive wages, because why would you come? Like, why would you come to Manchester United? I know Erik ten Hag's a good coach and he's played with him before, but I mean, what's the attraction of coming to Manchester United? To play with Harry Maguire and Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes? I mean, what's the attraction of coming to Manchester United? I'm asking a serious question. For one of Europe's best midfielders at 25 to come to Manchester United, you're endangering of graveyarding your career, mate. I mean, I don't know why de Jong wants to come. I mean, actually, let's be honest, he doesn't want to come, does he? At least with Ronaldo there, you know you're in good company. Michael says, I'm sorry, but this window is crap. No way can anyone be happy with finishing outside the top 6 and be happy with 3 or 4 signings. Ronaldo might go and United do nothing, says Michael T. And Ronald says, a Portuguese... I've done that one from Ronald. Thanks very much for that update. Bruno is great. What are you on about? I don't know where you were last season, Goats. I mean, look, I really do love these United fans that basically they do a C3PO every summer. As soon as the season's finished, they have a brain wipe and then they see Rashford and Maguire and Bruno coming back with a smile on their face. And it's like, yeah, go for it, Marcus. You're the king, Bruno. Harry, my captain. I mean, you deserve what you get. You deserve what you get because you do not seem to be able to remember why we're in this position, why we haven't won a trophy for 5 years, why we were lucky to finish 6th, why we were getting hammered by crap teams last year, why players were downing tools, why are you giving 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th chances to players that literally walked around downing tools last year in a Manchester United shirt that's been worn by proper legends. But you seem to just fall into the hype cycle every year that, you know, that United want to promote. Oh, we're back. We're fist pumping. We've got a suntan. We're going to work really hard this year. I've had a really good pre-season. I mean, it's just the same old shit. And look, I really hope Ten Hag's going to work a miracle because that's the only hope we've got. The only hope we have is that Erik Ten Hag is such an elite coach. He really is going to have, you know, a lifetime supply of Mr. Sheen polish and he's going to spray it all over the crap and polish it because that is our only hope. He's not been given the budget he should have been given so far. He's not been given the signings he wanted so far. And effectively, he's going to have to work with the same set of players we saw last year abysmally disrespect you, the fans, and the shirt. And we're basically pumping all our hope and all our prayers into Erik Ten Hag being a miracle worker. And I hope he can do because this transfer window so far does not suggest anything other than pure hope and vibes. And that's all I can see. I'm sorry, but this window, I've done that from Michael T. Very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. And I think Manchester United... I don't know. I don't know. I think it's very hard to be positive about a team that's so far off where it needs to be and he's losing their best player because he doesn't want to be here because the team's a joke. It terrifies me that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to walk out that dressing room and the big influences in that dressing room are going to be Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire and Marcus Rashford again. That just absolutely terrifies me because I saw how they played last year. But as I said, hopefully Erik Ten Hag can work a miracle because it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. And we must be paying Frenkie de Jong a lot of money because if Frenkie de Jong is coming to United... we're basically putting everything on one player again, aren't we? It's another Pogba signing. It's another Ronaldo signing. He basically is going to be carrying all our expectations, and I hope it works. All you said last season was that a decent coach with good coaching would change the team completely. Why the need of 10 players, says AP. That's exactly what I didn't say, AP. I said absolutely not. I said that you could give this job to Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp or both and they wouldn't win the league with this team. So I don't know what you're talking about. I think good coaching can improve some of these players, but we don't want to win the league with these players. Ranić was right. We need 7, 8, 9, 10 players. So yeah. Peak says this channel is becoming absolutely depressing. Mate, this channel is dictated to by the way this club is run. If you don't want a reality bite, don't watch it. Simple as that. If you think that 5 years without a trophy and embarrassing summer transfer windows like this every year is something to smile about, then you must have a very, very, very happy life. Well done. Jog on and enjoy it. I will continue, like many others, to call out how badly this club is being run and how embarrassing it is every single day. You know, we've got Eriksen today, and that's been overshadowed by this Ronaldo news. It's, you know, it is what it is. Would you take Serge Gnabry if we can't get Anthony, says Stephen. He won't come, mate. He won't come to a club that's not in the Champions League. Ten Hag must have known that Ronaldo would want to leave when he took the job. In Ten Hag we trust. No, he didn't, Liam. No, he didn't. That is why he spoke publicly about him. Imagine Ronaldo going to Chelsea and United winning the league with Ten Hag magic, says Diraj. Ten Hag hired to max the potential. Board believes second place is the indicator, but that's deceiving. Does the board expect Ajax 2.0? If so, then we are doomed, says Ibrahim. I just think if you want some positivity, I'll repeat what I've always said. However it's done, if you want to see progress at this football club, the only way to have progress is to change the owners. And at some point, this club has got to find a way, and the fan base, to remove the Glazers as owners and bring in owners who really genuinely care about being good on the football pitch and not about using us as a cash cow. That is the only sustainable way for this football club to have a future. And how we do that, I don't know. But this is never going to change with these owners. They're never going to do it. Then they're in it for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make money. And they've proven that over the last 16, 17 years, and they're going to prove it over the next 16, 17 years. Ronaldo plus 40 million and we get Harry Kane, says Zane. I don't know how you worked that one out. I really don't. Anyway, if you want a bit more positive from Manchester United, they'll officially be showing you a backup left back for £13 million at some point this afternoon. So there's your positivity for the day. Malacia will be holding up a Manchester United shirt at some point, and that's what Manchester United's big news of the day will be. David Ornstein's big news of the day was that Eriksen had chosen Manchester United. His second big news of the day is that Ronaldo could be going to Chelsea, as Chelsea now viably look to sign Ronaldo from Manchester United. So, expect more negative spin from the club and players and the journalists close to the club about Ronaldo, because now they need to do what they did with Rangnick and convince you that Ronaldo is the villain. So get ready for that. Thanks for watching. Speak to you in a bit. Oh, I'm also on Twitch playing FIFA Career Mode just after 3 o'clock. Forgot to tell you about that.